Okay, this video I'm just going to have a quick chat about forks again. So there's some stuff on, I've been talking about forks and steerers and all that sort of stuff. I've been getting a lot of questions on bonded forks. So the older style of fork, which has got an aluminium steerer, aluminium crown, and then carbon legs bonded onto it. So people say, are they a better design? What are the pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. So the fact is those bonded joints can be problematic, particularly over time, as like the adhesive can break down. There can also be voids in that adhesive. So I've got one here just to show you. So it's an older one, so typical aluminium crown, aluminium steerer. I mean, it's an old one. It's threaded, even threaded steerer. So this one has failed. So you can see the leg has basically missing on the left-hand side. So what had happened was that bond failed, and then the fork basically did that. So the whole thing collapsed. Now, there's a couple of interesting things when we examine the bond interface here. So let's look. Let's go close in. So you can see. Let's see. There we go. So that shiny material, shiny adhesive, that's a void. So basically, there was an air bubble in that adhesive, right on that edge, right here. At the trailing edge. So a nice big void. So we know it's a void because it's shiny, so there's no adhesive failure. So the other thing is that the surface is, there's a group blasted aluminium surface. So most of the failure is at the site of the metal. So the adhesive itself hasn't failed. It's the surface. It's the surface that's failed. So it's not through the adhesive. It's actually the contact face. So because aluminium can be very difficult to bond to because of the oxide layer, which helps to prevent corrosion. So that oxide layer is very difficult to bond to. That's why it's important to have really good surface preparation when bonding aluminium. On the inside, I don't know if you can see on the inside. How about that? So you can see that the adhesive has actually failed through the thickness. So some of it up at this end is actually stuck to the aluminium and it's peeled off the carbon leg, and then up at this end it's peeled off the aluminium. But on the outer face, it's pretty much peeled all off the aluminium, with that void. So the surface preparation is really critical. The other thing that can affect that bond integrity is thermal mismatch. Now, aluminium has got a much larger expansion rate than carbon. Carbon's pretty neutral in terms of thermal expansion, but aluminium's quite high. And so as the part warms up, so like on a hot day or whatever, it expands. Now, if it cools down very quickly, it can contract quicker than what the adhesive can move with it and absorb that movement. So if it happens slowly, typically that movement gets absorbed in the adhesive. Like these toughened adhesives are designed for that sort of thing. But if it happens quickly, it's almost like a thermal shock. Then the contraction happens quickly, and the adhesive surface bonding fails. So that's this fork. If we look down the leg, I don't know if you can see that much down the leg. Probably not. But it's basically the reverse of what's on here. So the adhesive is attached in there. You can see the other side of the void. So that void certainly would have acted as an initiation point for the failure. Yeah. So that's you know, there's lots of these forks around, and they do, you know, they do fail. There's been quite a few recalls on these over the years as well, of this style of fork, and you know, one of the reasons they're going to a full carbon fork is to avoid these bonding failures. I mean, as we've seen, there's other issues, and that design isn't 100%, but it's getting a lot better. But there's still some issues with those. But yeah, you know, these were particularly over time. You know, these would you know, had more of a chance of failing. You know, that bond interface breaking down. So yeah, so that's again some of the older style forks. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and yeah, we'll keep bringing you some of this sort of content. Okay, have a great day. See ya.